Welcome back, friends, to more Lord of the Rings Online. It feels really good to be back in this outfit, colorful Hobbit outfit that I started this journey with back in the day. It's nice. We've accomplished a lot in the game so far. The ring has been destroyed, and as I have alluded to many times by now, I am going to start a chunk in this playthrough where I'm going to go back and try to redo a lot of things that I was not able to initially complete when going through a region. Starting in the Shire, then to Ered Luin and Breland, so on and so forth, retracing my steps through each of the season and cleaning up all the quests. The primary tool that I am using to accomplish this and make sure I hit everything is the LOTRO Companion, which is a great third-party app that reads the game data, what your character has completed, all the quests that are in the game. So it's a great way for a completionist such as myself to check everything off the list. So we begin here in the Shire, and the only things that I missed here are the chicken quests. So you see George the Chicken behind me with that quest ring above his head. He has a few quests for me. 2 of them I will be able to complete. 1 of them I will not be able to complete just yet. So I am referring to There and Bach again. That quest requires you to go to the Lonely Mountain and Erebor and all that. And since I have not been to those regions in the game yet, I will come back to this at some point. However, I will be doing the Great Wide Open and Free Range. In fact, I have already done the Great Wide Open. I streamed it. Since these quests are hours and hours long, I thought it would be fun to stream. And indeed it was. So thank you everybody who showed up to that stream. There were a lot of you and it was a ton of fun. I greatly enjoyed it. So I will be showing in this episode the successful attempt of the Great Wide Open quest. It took me 3 attempts to do it. I failed the first 2. So at the end of this episode, I will attach the failures as a little bonus for your entertainment. And you will see, since this was live streamed, at the bottom left of the screen, there will be the chat replay from the stream. And although everybody was very friendly and cool, I just want to throw this out there. I don't necessarily endorse what is being said in that chat. So before I get going with the replay of that stream and the successful completion of the Great Wide Open quest, I do want to show you the path that I took in order to be able to complete this quest without any assistance. So we begin here in Sanson's farm, and it's pretty easy. Basically just head east on the main road and go all the way to Breland. In Breland, coming from the Shire, again, very straightforward, just going all the way east through Breetown, coming out the South Gate, all the way east into the Lonelands. From the Lonelands, also a matter of just following the road east and nothing to worry about. This little section here in these hills, sometimes the mobs can cross into the road, so you have to be careful, but still a very safe map all the way to the Trollshaws. In the Trollshaws, again, follow the road east. If you're coming here during the night, there will be trolls on the road, but they are threateners. That means as long as you keep moving, they won't attack you. You can run right under their legs. Not a big deal. We're going to keep going east. Thankfully, we don't have to go through the High Moor where there are stealth lynxes. Once we get to the ford, we get on the river and we go all the way south, all the way into Gerbert's cottage. And then from the cottage, we then go a little bit southeast and there's a little road here climbing up the hill that is going to take us straight into Eregion. So in Eregion, we are going to go south to Ecod Eregion. Now at some point the road kind of fades away and you cannot see it, at which point just follow the arrow on the minimap to Ecod Eregion. From here we are going to divert from the road and we're going to go straight south. There are going to be mobs to dodge along the way, so you have to be careful. So just straight south, there's going to be this fort here which I will pass kind of on the right. So as I'm running past it, it's going to be on my left. There are going to be some half-orcs here, have to be careful with that. Although there are going to be mobs all throughout here, none of them are going to be stealth, none of them are going to be mounted, so pretty easy to avoid them. From here, going to keep going all the way south, aiming for this area here. Or, I'm sorry, Goalhead, right here. So we're going to keep going south all the way to Goalhead, and then all the way south to this little area, and finally into Enidwyth. So from Eregion, we're going to follow the road south, and then the path, although is clear on the map, it tends to disappear on the actual landscape Through the Windfells, we're going to be going in a general southwesterly direction. There will be some mob dodging to do along the way. Around this area, we'll follow back up with the road. And then from there, it's pretty safe. This is a large Roman-looking road that you can safely follow all the way south to Dunland. So in Dunland, we will follow the road south all the way to this fork, and then we are going to go through Galtrev all the way through here, and then at this little lake junction, we are going to go and take the southeast path into the Gap of Rohan. Now this is where it gets pretty dangerous, and this is where I actually failed my mission a couple of times. So here, we are going to be coming on this path right here in the Gap of Rohan. However, there are stealth mobs all over this road here, and I found them pretty much impossible to avoid. This is exactly where I died twice. So immediately once you switch into the Gap of Rohan, what I eventually did on my success is I came all the way over here to the mountain, and I just hugged this mountain all the way through. There are some mobs to dodge here, but at least none of them were stealth. That way I could avoid this. So I hugged this mountain all the way, and then I eventually joined back up with the road and east into Rohan itself. There will be like a little door here that you go through into Rohan. So as we come from the Gap of Rohan through the Fords of Eisen, there is going to be our first encounter with a mounted mob here in Martin. Now, mounted mobs are a particular challenge for this quest because they'll be chilling like over here and you're on the road, and out of nowhere, they will just zoom. Without even seeing you, they'll just zoom. And before you even know what's happening, you'll see the dot moving, but even as you see it, it'll be too late. They'll come on the road, they'll kill you. Mounted mobs are a run killer. So we do have our first mounted mob here. However, this one's pretty safe to avoid. Stay south of Martin, south of the road, and you can avoid it. And then you can kind of join back up here at this branch point. And then from there, it's a pretty safe southeast road all the way to Kingstead. In Kingstead, you will go east, and before entering Edoras, you will then take this road south through Dunharrow, zigzagging your way up and into the Paths of the Dead. This whole area is completely safe. In the Paths of the Dead, sounds scary, Paths of the Dead. However, all you do, follow the road. No dangers to avoid, just all the way south into the Blackroot Vale and Gondor. In Gondor, pretty safe road here at this fork, southeast into Lamadon. In Lamadon, the road will take you southeast. It's all pretty safe. You can stay on the road. And then at this fork, we are going to avoid the town of Callambel altogether by taking the south road, coming all the way here, and then taking the road east into central Gondor. Nothing too dangerous in the Ringlow Vale. Follow the road, avoid mobs that may be near or on the road. Once you get to Ethering, there are two bridges that you can cross. It's easier to cross the most western one, and then you can start going south. Again, fairly safe road. Just keep an eye out for mobs into Dor and Ernil. Now, this map can be a little bit dangerous. You're going to follow the road south, and then at this fork, you want to look ahead towards this place here, Tungobel. It's like a little village, and there are some dangerous mobs all inside of here. So what you want to do is you want to stay north of the road and kind of hug the little mountain here. Definitely do not be on the road here because there are mobs all inside of there. So south, hug this northern part, and then you can join back up with the road. At this fork, you'll take the southern road into Lynhir, make your way through Lynhir, out on the east gate and into lower Lebanon. This map looks simple enough, just an easterly road. However, this entire road has mounted mobs all on the periphery, and it does take some luck. It does take some luck to get through it without the mobs crossing over at the exact moment that you are crossing. So all you have to do is run east and just hope that you are crossing at the right moment into Pelargir. You'll cross the city, come out on the other side into Upper Lebanon. So from Pelargir, we're going to go east. At this fork, we're going to take the northern path, and then we're going to continue east along this road. And then here, we're going to take this northeast path all the way through here and pass into LOTRO on this northeastern section instead of this main road. So again, from here, north, east, northeast, and into LOTRO. We're going to be arriving over here in LOTRO. We're going to go follow this road, and then here we're going to go east. At this little junction, we're going to go northeast. Now, Harland, do not go through Harland. It is filled with enemies. You're going to go through this broken wall here. There are some woods north of Harland, and that's the path we'll be tracing. So before entering, head north. There's some rubble. There's some trees. Go through these woods, and then there will be a little bit of a gap in the wall here. There's going to be a broken section of wall that you can cross into Pelennor for the final stretch. As soon as you enter Pelennor, instead of following the road northeast, kind of hug the wall a little bit because there are some mobs that can hang out here. So just kind of come east a little bit and kind of scope things out as you make your way north onto the road. Now, there are mounted mobs all the way along this road from here all the way to Minas Tirith. So definitely requires a little bit of luck. Be on alert. Be ready to use your emergency skills as a chicken. Otherwise, just go northeast. At this little fork, you're going to take this northern path and then finally west. Finally into Minas Tirith. That is the path that I will be showing you. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you on the next video once this one's finished. Okay. Let me move all the UI stuff. Let me move the chat. It's been running smooth as a chicken. I am glad to hear it. Actually, I don't know if I am glad to hear it because this chicken has not been running very smooth if you think about it. There's been 2 deaths. I've gotten eaten twice. I can probably do this whole thing all the way to the Fords of Bruinen with my eyes closed by now. You know, if anybody plays the game, you guys should be doing this with me, you know? Not as a free people escort, but as a chicken, you know? Come do the chicken quest. That way we can be 2 chickens trying to avoid mobs along the way. Maybe next time. If I fail this, before I start the next run, I'll see if anybody wants to join. I think there are some annoying prerequisites, though, in order to be able to do this. I think you have to do a bunch of other chicken play quests before you can unlock this one. So probably a lot of people aren't even eligible for it. Yeah, we definitely need to do some event for the viewers of the series, right? I feel like it's gotten big enough now where we could get some people together and do something. Like a skirmish night or something. I don't know. I'll think about it. The reason I haven't thought about those sorts of things is I figured it's probably something that I would do at endgame, right? Once I'm max level, then we can kind of organize some raids or skirmishes or something. But a chicken run's not a bad idea. Plus, at least before the server merger, the viewers were kind of dispersed between the different servers. There weren't as many people on Brandywine where I was. But I'm assuming now there are more people in Glamdring. It's crazy to think that we are at 32.3 south. And the spot where I'm going to hug the wall is at 85 south. We have to go 53 units south from here. That's crazy. It is kind of scary to think that this is the easy of the chicken quests. The free range one is apparently insanely more difficult than this one. And 3 times as long. So you can be playing for 5 hours and then fail. Man, I also need to consider my hard drive space. I forgot that I'm doing a local recording of this in like super high quality, 1440p, 60 frames per second. Higher quality than what's being streamed. So I need to keep that in mind as well, because the 3.5 hour stream, I don't know how big that file is going to be, or even if I have space for it. So I hope that will be alright. I hope this stream doesn't get interrupted by a hard drive full message. I'll worry about that if and when it happens. AKA, like, right before I jump from Minas Tirith, everything just explodes and says hard drive full, and the game crashes. Now that would be classic Renaissance gaming. What happened there? Sometimes the game pauses like that to like reload the textures or something. Stresses me out. Move, move, little chicken. Got places to be. I do want to get this quest done so I can move on with the series, right? I want to be able to record a bunch of the other episodes. I want to get to Mordor and record like a regular season. I'm itching to do that, so it's another reason to be motivated to get this quest done. Man, what a loading screen. Took forever. You know, Cam, somebody asked that earlier, and I don't know if I'm qualified to answer that question. Just because I have played a good chunk of the game since the server merger. Mainly non-recording. I was practicing gambits and kind of testing and all that. But I don't think I've played enough on the new server to really be able to tell if there's been a difference or not. What I can't say is I haven't really experienced any significant lag issues. So I don't know. I don't know what that means. To be fair, like, I never really experienced really bad lag issues during the whole time I've done the series. I think where it most affected me was in Minas Tirith. When I did the Minas Tirith season, that place was a lag fest. That place was difficult. So I think that would be a good benchmark, is basically kind of going through that area and seeing if there's a difference. Which I guess if I successfully complete this quest, that is exactly where we're headed. So we might find out soon enough. And by soon, I mean in like 2.5 hours. If all goes according to plan. No achievements. Nezradim, again, just every quest that I have not been able to do in every region. So, for example, in the Shire, the only ones I have are the chicken ones. And then Ered Luin, I know there was one quest where I'll have to artificially do. If you remember, like in the early regions of the game, the developers will put in these vector quests where it would send you from one region to another. And sometimes if you did one of those vector quests, it would lock out the others. So there are a couple of those vector quests that I want to do in Arid Luin that I'll have to like artificially do. And then in Bree, there are the horsing around quests that I never finished that were part of the Rohan expansion. So I'll be doing that. And then there were some quests that I didn't do in the Great Barrow just because I wanted to keep moving on with the series. So there are like the random ones that pop up every time you do a Great Barrow instance. So I'll want to do that. Stuff like that. Basically just hitting up some quests. There are a decent chunk of quests I do need to do. But the most annoying part is not actually doing the quests. It takes a lot of time and a lot of work to actually figure out exactly what quests I missed and which ones are even in the game and eligible for me to do. That takes a lot of time and it's very frustrating. And I've been doing that. I have like a spreadsheet, but there's more work to be done there, unfortunately. And I've already started recording little bits and pieces here or there that I'm going to kind of stitch together. So while I'm kind of waiting around until I'm able to stream and get these chicken quests done, I am recording little bits and pieces of the other things as well. That way, hopefully, once I do finish all the chicken quests, I can just quickly thereafter start uploading episodes of everything else. I was hoping to solo some of the Great Barrow things, but in order for those Great Barrow quests to pop up, the quest can't be gray, right? So you have to do the instance at least 8 levels below your own. If you do 9 or higher, then you don't get the quest. So I think I can solo those instances. The problem is the Thatter one, the second part of Great Barrow. There's that one part where the little limelight things pop up and you have to kill them within a certain amount of time and they spawn at different ends of the room and stuff like that, so there's no way to solo that. You need at least more than one person. Nesredim, I think you're talking about the Bingo Boffin quests, where Bingo Boffin over in the Shire sends you all over the place. Yes, that is still in the game, but I am going to save that for later as well. Maybe not. Maybe I'll do it right now. I don't know. I was thinking I'd do like this world tour, clean up old quests, and then at another point in the game, come back and do the Bingo Boffin. Because I don't want this little interlude before Mordor to drag on for too long. I just kind of want to do a little bit of cleanup and then move on with my life, right? I don't want to get stuck doing all these little things along the way. I want to make sure I'm progressing. But a cleanup is long overdue, right? I haven't done like one of these cleanup sessions in years. So I definitely do need to do that. I can't keep putting it off. Yeah, that's what I thought, Thimmy, that it's a very big quest line, so I figured it's better to kind of do that a little bit later. Maybe after Mordor, I don't know. We'll see. I didn't plan to do it before Mordor. I was planning on doing the deeds in the Troll Shaws that they added, the further adventures of Bilbo Baggins, and then the further adventures of Elrond's sons. I think those are relatively short enough to where I could squeeze them in here. Maybe a couple episodes each. Yeah, I know they're like 10 quests each, but I think they're relatively quick, right? I think it's about an hour for the full thing for each one of them, so about 2 hours of content, which I think is fair. So as I'm going through Troll Shaw's, cleaning up the quests there, I think I'll probably do those. Oh, what boss or what pet did you get? Man, now that you say that, I got a little flashback to when I got my Tangle Root. I still cannot believe I got a Tangle Root. That was crazy, man. I got it on like a Willow Tree check too, which is like 1 in 14,000. Absolute insanity. The Gargoyle. That sounds sick. I'm a big fan of gargoyles, but I am not familiar with that pet, nor am I familiar with that boss. Cam, I was actually hoping that I could have finished the chicken run quest here on my first attempt, so I could have streamed a little bit of RuneScape after as well, but unfortunately that's not going to happen, because this is my last run for today no matter what. I've been going for 3.5 hours, so whether I succeed or fail, I'm going to have to call it after this one. At least for now. Maybe I'll come back later tonight or tomorrow, who knows. But I do want to get back into RuneScape a little bit too, although I really am trying to prioritize Lord of the Rings Online and editing Pokemon Crystal, because I've been promising these for like a year now. I can't keep putting it off. Too many games, too little time. But yeah, in old school RuneScape, what I was doing was I started recording the Karamja Easy Diary as an episode, and then at the end of it, I decided that I was going to tack on to the end of it the Brimhaven Agility course until I unlocked every reward, right? So I started streaming Brimhaven Agility until I have enough tickets to unlock every reward, and that's kind of where I am with that. So once I finish that through streaming, then I can kind of stitch that towards the end of the Karamja Easy Diary episode and release that episode and move on with my life. Cam, that is a possibility, yes. In fact, that's how most people do this quest, is they'll organize a chicken run with like their kinship or something. So a few people will be running as chickens, and other people will just start clearing and killing every mob along the way. That's how most people do it. However, I am not requesting assistance because this can be done solo, and I think it's more fun if I try to do it solo. It's painful, right? Because you've seen me invest 3 hours into 2 failed runs, but I think it's more exciting that way, and I think it'll be more satisfying as well once I do get it. It also provides stream content, right? Because I get to stream this for you guys and interact with you guys, so it's fun. At the same time, if there happens to be somebody on the road as I'm crossing it and they're killing mobs, I'm not going to sit there and wait until they leave. You know, I'll take advantage of the opportunity, but I'm not going to specifically ask somebody to come help or anything like that. If I get killed by a stealth mob again, though, I might do a little bit more research. Isn't there Isn't there a class that can detect all stealth mobs? Is it like the hunter? Do hunters have a skill that allow you to see stealth mobs for a few minutes or something? Or am I making that up? Or burglar? I don't know if that's a thing. Because I think when I was investigating a little earlier with my warden, I'm pretty sure that I ran by some stealth mobs that I was not able to detect. It would be nice to know exactly where they are and what their roaming path is. That way, when I go through that area, I can avoid them, right? Oh, hey, Anna. Good to see you in chat. Hunters can track them. Okay. I'm not going crazy. I knew that was a thing. Do you know what level that skill is? Is it like a high level skill, or could I use like a low level alt? Actually, I guess I probably cannot use a low level alt because it's a high level region anyway. Oh, no worries. I give love to the lurkers too. I appreciate the lurkers. Usually when I'm watching somebody else's stream, I'm a hardcore lurker, so definitely no need to apologize. You enjoy the stream the way you want to enjoy it. And if that's lurking, that's all good with me. I don't know how long you've been lurking, but if you got here recently, this is my third attempt today. We got to the hour-and-a-half mark on both runs. We died at the exact same spot, and we died at Isendale. In Isendale, there are some stealth ambushers that are right on the road, and they got me both times. Yeah, nothing's crashed. The internet hasn't crapped out on me. Apparently, according to you guys, I'm not dropping any frames. So to me, with just that, that is a big success. That's all I want, you know? When I spent a ridiculous amount of money on this computer, and I pay every month for like the best internet I can get here, I'm not paying for those things specifically. I'm paying to just be able to play the games, record them, stream them without having to worry about any of the technical issues. And unfortunately, that has not been the case. I'm always having problems. So it's nice to stream and not have issues. That's all I want. Oh, okay, Hannah, so you've been here a little while. Hopefully this is the last time you see me running through the last bridge here. Actually, it's definitely not the last time. The other chicken quests will definitely take me through here. Yeah, Cam, I think that is more related to the game itself and nothing on my end. At least I hope. I have noticed a few areas, especially here in the Troll Shaws where we are about to enter, that there is a little bit of stuttering that happens. We made it here a little faster than last time. I think last time I was here, it was at 7:28 instead of 7:31. Stupid fly, man.
Ran right in my path. Just like to double check my map every once in a while here in the Troll Shaws. No, they do not delete characters. Your character should still be available. I think the problem is, I want to say that you can no longer transfer them to the 64-bit servers for free, unless you're a VIP. Because for a while, they let anybody and everybody transfer their characters for a certain window of time, but I think that time has closed. But your character should still be on whatever server they were on, because I don't think they actually deleted any server, right? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think all of the old servers are still there. They just allowed people to move out of them. Okay, you can transfer until the end of August. Wow, okay. I thought the window already closed, but that's a big transfer window. So yeah, Cam, even if you don't anticipate playing the game anytime soon, I would probably still try to transfer your characters, just in case you ever want to play again. Yeah, so the two 64-bit servers, there's one that's just like a normal server, which is the one I'm on, and then there's one that's specifically for roleplay. You're not like forced to roleplay or anything, but people who are into that kind of gravitate towards that server. So the server I'm on is Glamdring, and I was talking about it before you joined the stream, but I'm very impressed with it because I've noticed so much more traffic here. I'm sure you guys have noticed it too, like me just running on the roads. We're seeing a lot of people on the roads doing quests and walking around. Speak of which, there's one just running around. Normally, I wouldn't see that kind of stuff on Brandywine. Brandywine felt kind of dead almost. It might be because in Brandywine, I don't know if it was like a European server or something. It wasn't technically a European server, but I noticed like the Russians made their home in Brandywine, it seemed like. Like, world chat was 80% in Russian. So maybe just not many American people were on there. And the time zones might have messed things up. I don't know. Yeah, it's a lot of people running past me on the road, and you also have to consider that these are the oldest regions of the game, the oldest low-level regions, right? So it's kind of cool to see even these I don't want to say irrelevant, right? But not active regions have so much activity. That's right, Cam. I am on the Glamdring server. I forgot what the roleplay one. I think it's called. Is it Paragon? I don't know. Whatever the roleplay server is, somebody stole my name. Before I could claim my name in that server, somebody named a character Kippen. It's kind of annoying. Thankfully, that's not the server I wanted to end up on. I did want to end up on the Glamdring server, and nobody had stolen my name there. But I figured I would, like, lock my name in the other server as well, just... I don't know. Since the series is so big on YouTube, I don't want any impersonators on any of the other servers. I know that sounds... I hope that doesn't sound like... I don't know. It just seems like I wouldn't want another Kippen running around, because you never know what they're doing. Some weird people out there, you know? People love to troll. I could definitely see somebody stealing my name and then, like, doing shenanigans on World Chat. Yeah, my arch nemesis, Evil Kippen. Why am I in the water instead of the bank here? It's the real question. The developers did mention that if anybody stole your name, that you could submit a ticket and they would look into it. And for people like streamers or content creators, that they would definitely look into it. So I think even if somebody had stolen my name here on Glamdring, I feel pretty confident that the developers would have helped me out. I just never bothered to tell them about the other server since I'm not playing there, so it's not like, it's not the end of the world. Just know the only official Kippen is on Glamdring. If you hear somebody else on another server, it's a phony, it's a fake. Don't fall for the scam. I could see Evil Kippen standing outside of Bree saying, "Give me 3 gold and I will feature you in the next video." Yeah, I hope whoever took that name actually did so genuinely and is enjoying it. That would make me happy. I hope it wasn't just like a malicious, let me steal the YouTube content creator's name for no reason. I hope it's somebody just enjoying it. It is a great roleplay name as well, you're right. Man, good luck to that Hobbit Warden. Before kind of getting back into this game and finishing up that finale a week ago, like I mentioned, I was practicing like crazy on the Warden, just getting really comfortable with the rotations. And it really made me appreciate how difficult of a class it really is to play. Like, you can definitely play it and be alright. I would say it's medium to play, but extremely difficult to master. I definitely feel a lot more comfortable playing as a warden after the hours I put in practicing recently. But I realize also that I'm still kind of a crappy warden and there's a long road to go to. I never worried about practicing too much until I get to the end game, because things kind of change with your gear and your skills and what you can do with your trait points. But yeah, there's a long way to go for me to be a really good warden. Super complex class. I love it. I love playing warden. I love that there is a really high ceiling for mastery, because you can always improve, which is really cool. But at the same time, if I could go back and do it over, I would probably pick a different class, just so it would be a little bit more streamer friendly, right? Because sometimes it's hard to record and talk and be interactive, I guess, while also trying to think about your rotations and how to build your gambits. It's a lot going on at once. But yeah, out of my most recent practice sessions, there were so many things as a warden that I was not utilizing, which is kind of frustrating because the warden is so powerful and I was barely taking advantage of that. The main thing, like I mentioned in that finale, was the cauterizing steel, which is like one of the biggest hitting things in the whole game out of all classes, and I never used that. So I've incorporated cauterizing steel into what I'm doing. And then also I wasn't doing... Hold on, let me think for a little bit here. I gotta remember what I'm doing. Oh yeah, south to Ikad Iregion. That's right. Can be a little sketchy here. But yeah, cauterizing steel I put in my rotations. I was not using adroit maneuver either. That's a gambit that increases your attack speed by like 17% or something like that, which is definitely worth the investment. Like you do an adroit maneuver and then you can just build gambits so much faster for like a minute. So that's something else I've incorporated. Just making sure I'm keeping my Warden's Triumph up at all times, which is a gambit that you build that increases your damage by like 10% or something. And then Javelin of Deadly Force, I've used a lot, but I wasn't like very religious about it. That essentially just gives you another 5% damage on the enemy that got hit with it. So just a lot of things I was not doing as a warden that I should have been. Another one that I never used was the Dark Before Dawn, which is actually a super, super cool gambit. It restores your power in a very powerful way. It doesn't give you like a little bit of power. It really just restores a ton of power. So I started using that as well when I'm running low on power. I made a lot of improvements. I'm excited to be able to show that off once I actually get to some content. Yeah, you're right, Cam. One of my favorite gambit lines is the Fist Shield. And in order to use Fist, it's a screaming gambit. So that's why I scream a lot, especially in the early videos. It's because I loved building the Fist Shield gambits, and that requires a lot of screaming if you're not building them too efficiently. I also timed all of the attacks. I downloaded a plugin, and I used that plugin to time all the attacks to figure out like what the most efficient way to build gambits is. So that was helpful as well. Now the timing of the attack actually changes depending on what weapon you're using. So for example, if you're using a spear, the attack time is going to be different than if you're using like a club or a sword or something. But for the spear, your spear builder and your shield builder take about the same exact time to execute, but the fist builder takes a little longer. So if at all possible, you don't want to use fist. Only use fist if you have to, because it is one of the longer skills in terms of how long it takes to execute. So then I kind of designed my gambit builders and how I build gambits around that timing, right? So trying to use more spear and shield compared to fist. Which also, as I just described, will equate to less screaming, because fist is the screaming gambit. Alright. Ecod Eregion. This is another kind of sketchy area. Going off-road here to the south. But no stealth mobs or anything like that to worry about. Just gotta avoid them from the mini-maps. Sometimes they close in around you and cut off your path, but nothing that's totally unavoidable. A little risky going in between these two, but I'm gonna do it. Worked out for me. Really shouldn't take risks like that, though. This area is a little sketchy with the half-orcs. This is where your path can kind of close off a little bit. Just pay attention. See, this is a little sketchy here. I don't like it. Kind of wait for that commander. Want to take a wide girth around that scout, because... Oh, no! Ah, run! Okay. Oof. Man. I spammed... Oh, not again! Oh, run, dude. Okay. Alright, man. I am spamming my emergency skills like crazy. And it paid off. I survived somehow. Wow. Okay. Where am I going? I don't even know where I'm going anymore. Oof. Yeah, the possum impersonation, man. I'm telling you, it comes in clutch. The secret is to not stop moving as you're pressing possum impersonation every half second or so. And then you can drop aggro if they pick it up. Not always, but most of the time. The problem is if a ranged unit locks onto you, you're just screwed regardless. Because then they don't have to catch up to you. They can just shoot you and one-shot you. So I don't know what happened there. I just heard combat music and I spammed my emergency skills and got out of it. I am proud of my reflex here. I've saved... Yeah, I saved myself once in the first run and twice now in the second run. And I did so pretty well. The problem is the stealth mobs, man, because there's nothing to save yourself from because they reveal themselves by attacking you, right? So it's immediately too late. I'm a little too west here. I need to go east a little bit. Be joining up with the road here momentarily. Get to enjoy another period of relative safety for a little bit. It's the other area that gets a little sketchy here before the Great Road. Gotta go generally in a southwest direction. Lots of mobs to avoid, though. Especially when we hit windfills. Gets a little weird in that area. Too many red dots on my minimap, man. It's a little spooky. You know, now that I'm playing the game, I'm thinking I still have not seen War of the Rohirrim that came out. Have any of you guys seen War of the Rohirrim? Came out a while ago now. It came out in December. Can't believe I still haven't watched it. It was a pretty good movie. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, because I'm sorry to say to anybody who likes this, but the Rings of Power is just unmitigated disaster. I have to say. So if you're telling me that the movie was good, that makes me happy. A little bit of redemption for the Lord of the Rings franchise. Should be hitting the road here soon, and once we make it to that road, it's a long period of safety. There's really not too much that can get me there. Should be safe for the next 5 minutes or so. Yeah, so we're pretty much safe until the area where we died. We make it to Galtrev, and then that road south to the Gap of Rohan's a little sketchy. No stealth enemies, no mounted enemies, but they're sprinkled along the road, so I just gotta avoid them. And then we'll be at the Gap of Rohan, where we died twice. Yeah, maybe I'll watch it soon. Maybe I'll watch it tonight, even. Who knows? I probably should. As somebody who considers himself a giant Lord of the Rings dork, it's a little sad that I have not seen it. I'm pretty sure I brought this up in my series multiple times, but I watched Return of the King in theaters 13 times when it came out. Isn't that crazy? 13 times. Yep, that's right, Cam. 13 times when it came out, and I think there were a couple of times where they did like special events or something where they like showed the extended editions for like a 10-year anniversary or something. So I think, yeah, when it first came out, I watched it 13 times, and then I think maybe 2 more times in special events or something. I was a kid back then, though, so it was like the world was simpler. I didn't have any responsibilities. I could just go to the movies and enjoy, you know? Came out in 2003, so I guess I was 13. Yeah, I remember I could play the movie in my head if I had to. I had it basically memorized. Yeah, who knows? I know that some of the original producers and writers were involved for Where There Were Hear 'Em. So Fran Walsh and Philippa Boyens, right? They're the ones who did War of the Rohirrim, and they were the co-writers for the Lord of the Rings trilogy with Peter Jackson. So that's why I was excited about that movie and why I definitely should see it. You know, somebody put forth the theory of Rings of Power. People are always wondering, like, how can it be so bad with such a giant budget? Because apparently it's the most expensive TV show ever made in history, with like $1 billion budget or something. And people are always wondering, it's like, how could it be that bad with that big of a budget? And somebody put forth the theory that the Amazon overlords didn't really care if it was good or bad at all. They were more concerned about making it be a giant advertisement for Amazon, right? So whether it did good or bad, they were more concerned about being able to say, we have the Lord of the Rings franchise, and we at Amazon Prime produced the most expensive TV show of all times. Which I thought was an interesting theory. I'm not saying I agree with it, but it's interesting to think about. It kind of makes sense. It's like they're not buying the show. They're not paying to make a good show. They're just paying to be able to claim that we at Amazon Prime, as a streaming service, we produced Lord of the Rings, the most expensive TV show ever. Hey Darren, welcome in. Oh man, I feel like I ran by the Sage's lockbox 1,000 times now. That's only the third time. Oh yeah, the 1978 Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. They're pretty crazy. I don't know if I would say, I don't know if I like them, if I'm being fully honest. I appreciate them for what they are, but I don't know if I just straight up enjoy them, right? I think it's very interesting to watch. I think the style of it, the way they did it, the rotoscoping animation, there's something really cool and interesting about it. But as purely a product, I don't know if I think it's very good, if that makes sense. Yeah, it is. It has that like unsettling vibe to it, right, Cam? It's like a little eerie in a way, even when it's not meant to be eerie. Even like the lighthearted scenes, there's something a little unsettling about them. It's just the overall style and the mood, I guess. I feel like I'm definitely making faster progress this run compared to the previous two. It's crazy how cutting just a handful of corners can shave off a few minutes. Yeah, I remember when I was in high school, I think I was like a sophomore or a junior. They had like a pep rally on a Friday, but so they will let everybody out of class to go to the gym and watch like the pep rally or whatever. But the catch was you had to be wearing something school related or you wouldn't be let out of class. So you had to be wearing like a school t-shirt or something. I don't know. And one time on one of those Fridays, I was not wearing anything. So I had to stay in class and every other kid went to the pep rally. So it was me and the history teacher. And he put on The Hobbit for us to watch. The animated Hobbit. And I remember thinking like, what a wild movie, man. Totally crazy. You gotta be careful with these guys dragging enemies on the road like this, because the enemy could very easily switch onto me. That would be a sad way to lose a run, if you're just minding your own business and somebody else drags a mob to you. Alright, so this is our last little bit of peace before things start getting crazy. So as always, I will do a little bit of map inspection before we get out of Galtrev and prepare for the dangerous road ahead. Because I think we've seen now, you know, we've been running for almost an hour and 10 minutes, but honestly, this is where the run really starts, in Galtrev. Right after Galtrev, I think, is where the run actually starts. Alright, so let's plan this out. Let's take a look. So, we're gonna go east to the stable. All this is pretty safe. This whole road east is safe. Once we start going south, it's relatively safe. There are lots of enemies that will sprinkle on the road. However, none of them will be stealth, so as long as I'm paying attention, I can avoid them. And then right around here, at around 85 south, that's when I'm going to be hugging the wall. So we're going to come out here and we're going to hug this wall. So instead of staying on the road, we're going to pop our paranoia, just in case. We're probably going to pop our speed boost, and we're going to hug this wall. From our scouting earlier, it seems like the ambushers are mainly on the road. I cannot guarantee that they're not going to be along the wall, but I think it's going to be better for us to do that. There were lots of enemies here, though, non-stealth. So even with that, we're going to have to be very careful to avoid enemies here. And that is going to be our path. Let's go. Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. Two games that have been festering in my to-do list for many years. My to-do list that forever and perpetually grows longer and never shorter. But not with this computer. You know, I could do those games. Part of the reason why I had never done them is because the computer I had previous to this one just wasn't going to be able to play and record those games to high enough quality. This computer can definitely handle it before, you know, it exploded on me and I had to send it back to the manufacturer, but should be good now. Also, another Lord of the Rings game I have been dying to do on the channel is Battle for Middle-earth. That game is so good. Definitely need to do that one. And I love how you can name your units in that game, so I always thought that whenever I do Battle for Middle-earth, I'm going to name my units after, like, YouTube channel members. And then if I run out of members, then start going to, like, subscribers and people who comment on the videos and all that. I think that would be kind of cool. Alright, so I'm not going to use my foul fleetness when it comes back up. I'm going to hoard it for that wall part. Even though I could probably... Yeah, you know what? I could probably squeeze one more before I get there. So yeah, let me use one more. Why not? I'm gonna start going south here. Yep. All right, we are maybe a minute away from where we died. Maybe a little more than a minute, but we're getting there. We're getting close. I'm already starting to feel my heart rate go up a little bit. And then it's scary that once I make it through that area, I still have to worry about that mounted mob in Martin. There is no rest here from now on. It's all high stakes. Am I going the right way? Yes, I am. I don't like this. I can probably go in between them, but I don't like it. All right. Now I can go around this way. Oh, we're close now. You can tell I'm nervous because I'm not talking as much right now. It would just suck to lose another hour, 15 minutes or whatever. Plus, I don't want to have to end the stream. Because I can definitely finish this, but I don't have time to do another try if I fail. So the stakes are even higher now because if I fail, the stream is over. And we don't want that. Nobody wants that. Look at that archer in the middle of the road. Oh my god. Oh, I don't... Let me go the other way. Let me go this way. Being extra careful. Crow patrolling the road. Okay. All right. We're almost there. Let me double check. I'm hugging to the north. Okay. Oof, okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see what I'm doing. See, the problem, there's so many hounds along the wall as well. Oh my god, look at that. That guy, like, almost snuck up on me. I was, like, trying to play my route. This guy's... See, look, there are 3 dots ahead of me. Okay. All right, let's do it. I'm popping the paranoia, and we're gonna go. Probably popped it a little early. Probably popped it a little early, but I don't know. I just kind of want to be safe. Ideally, the ambushers don't even come this far north, right? That is the goal. I might have popped too early. Because we haven't even shifted over to the other zone. And I'm not even going to use my speed boost. I'm only going to use it if something wacky happens. I don't know. See, now we've officially switched. We're just going to hope there are no ambushers. Literally going to be on the slopes here. So this is the furthest I've ever made. So this is looking good so far. Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about the ambushers here. It's looking good. Here we have a problem. Oh boy, he's coming right at me. Run! Okay. We survived. Had to spam my buttons. I'm doing good with my spamming of the buttons if I get the opportunity to. The problem is you don't get that opportunity with stealth or with ranged mobs or potentially with mounted mobs. I don't like this. Okay. All right. Okay. We're doing this. You guys were definitely right. Although it's a little spooky here, hugging the hill is definitely the play for that area. It seems like the stealth mobs are exclusively patrolling the roads and they don't patrol this far out. I need to find like a little safe spot to open up my map because I need to see where I'm at. This looks safe. Famous last words. All right, so yeah, I'm almost there. I need to go like southeast. Okay. We've been generally going in the right direction. Look at that hound right there. He was ready to eat me as I jumped off this cliff. There's one right there too. Oh my god. That music dropped a little thump too right as I saw it. It's like a scary movie, you know, when they like pop up and they mix it with a loud sound. All right. All right, we're on a road. This is good. This is the furthest we've ever made it. Okay. Nice. So now I think we're done with stealth mobs, but now begins the part of the run where we have to deal with the mounted mobs. And there is some luck involved with this. We'll see what happens. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. And we're only halfway there, I think. Well, a little halfway. We're a little over halfway to Minas Tirith, so there's much more danger ahead. Alright, let's look. So yeah, we have to steer south of the road up until we get to this little trisection, T-intersection. Because yeah, there's a mounted mob here that just wreaks havoc on this road. Once I get to the T-intersection, I'll take that southeast road all the way to Kingstead. Alright, so we're gonna hug a little bit here. I love this this song from the soundtrack. It's so epic. Alright, steering way clear of that road. Some wargs up ahead. Oh, that's too close to the road. I don't want to get that close to the road. Kind of have to. And I need to start going east anyway. Alright, looking good, looking good. I don't know why, but I'm feeling extra nervous. I guess it's because this is the furthest I've been. I don't think this area is, like, that dangerous, but I'm feeling on edge. Oh, look at that mounted mob coming in! Oh, no, no, no. Okay. It was coming straight at me. Sorry. I'm sorry if I'm like screaming into the microphone. I don't know how loud that ends up being on your end. I'm trying not to, right? But I can't help it. That guy almost got me. But you can see how quickly those mounted mobs come out of nowhere. It's like they can be super far away on the minimap, but by the time they decide they want to kill you, it's just too late. You can't react. Alright, I think we're safe here, so I think we can just follow the road southeast. I think that there are some mounted mobs that will kind of cross, but at this point there's nothing specific that I need to do. I just need to keep my eyes open and have a little bit of luck on my side. Okay, so I think, yeah, we should be good for a little while. It's going to be relatively safe, not 100% safe, but I think from here all the way until we go through the Paths of the Dead, we should be fine. Okay, I'm laughing at my paranoia. Feel so betrayed. Yeah, Nezradim, once I get to a more safe location, I'll examine the map for the path forward, all the way to the end. Because I did it at the beginning of the stream, but that was a few hours ago, so I need to refresh my memory. I think from here, for a little while, we're safe, but I think it's after Pelargir. There's going to be a lot of danger. From Pelargir until the end, I think, is all danger. Otherwise, I think we're pretty safe for the most part, unless we get really unlucky. Yeah, we do need to go through Pass of the Dead, but Pass of the Dead is 100% safe. There's nothing in there that can kill me. It sounds spooky, right? Like Pass of the Dead. It sounds like it's going to be a really difficult part, but it's actually a worry-free area. Is that a mounted mob? North of the road here? It is not. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this run. I'm feeling confident. I think we're going to be able to do it. Will my prophecy come true that right before I'm about to jump from Minas Tirith and complete the quest, my hard drive will be full from the local recording of this stream? Will the prophecy come true? We'll have to see. Stay tuned and find out. I don't know, Anna. I always get Old Anorian and Far Anorian mixed up. I guess Old Anorian is like the Pelennor Fields in Minas Tirith, right? I want to say. Which is where we're headed. So yeah, we have at least like another hour of this, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, Calder, still at it. This is attempt number 3. However, we made it past the part where I died in the first 2 runs. So I'm feeling pretty good. There's still a ton of danger ahead. But I'm feeling good about this. You can see Edoras off in the distance. Made some good progress. How did I get past? So we noticed that the stealth mobs that are invisible until they're out to kill you, they essentially patrol the road itself. So what I did is I hugged the mountain far away from the road. I avoided the road entirely in that section. And I don't know, maybe there are stealth guys north of the road and I just got lucky, but it seems like they're more so on the road itself. Yeah, I think we're pretty safe for the next like 5 to 10 minutes or so. I don't think there's going to be any danger here. It's nice to have a little bit of a rest after that section. Right here, we're going to go south. We're not going to go through Edoras itself. We're just going to go around it. And yeah, this is where we're going to go essentially all the way through here. Switchbacks, Paths of the Dead. Paths of the Dead is totally safe, like I mentioned, and we'll pop out in Gondor after that. What the hell was that sound? Yeah, we are getting close. I mean, once we make it to Gondor, we're in Gondor, right? Making our way towards Minas Tirith. Yeah, thankfully pretty safe here. Not much to worry about at all. There are a few mobs that kind of patrol the road a little bit, and that road leading up to Pass of the Dead, but it's for a very tiny stretch. It's not bad at all. Alright, let me remember how to get through here. I don't think there's much to think about, actually. Just keep going south. Few mobs here along the road, but I don't think any mounted mobs. I think once we are about to exit the Pass of the Dead and enter Gondor, we'll take a quick stop to examine the rest of the route. Mainly as a reminder to myself so I can properly prepare. Make sure I am ready for the dangers. Because even though that area with in Isendale with the stealth mobs was a little sketchy, it's definitely not the scariest part of the run. Switch back up the mountain. What a crazy quest. Although the cloak that you get from the chicken quests, it is super cool. And you also get a pretty sick title for doing this quest. I think it's called Lord of the Wings. Pretty cool title. Alright, some mobs on either side of the roads here, but I don't think anything dangerous. Pretty straightforward to avoid. I don't think any mounted units, no stealth units. I think from here until the Doors of the Dead, potentially enemies can come on the road, but as long as I'm paying attention, should be able to avoid it pretty easily. See, like that one's getting a little close. Who would have thought a chicken crossing the barrier to the paths of the dead? Through the dark door. Pretty crazy. Alright. And here, nothing to worry about here. Just literally going through from one end to the other. And I think there's no branches or anything. Yeah, it's just straight south. That's right. Only Isildur's heir and a chicken can come through these places. Very good. All right, so before we go through, let me take a look at the map. So we're going to come out here, and we're essentially just going to follow the road southeast to Lamadon. I think this entire area is safe. I don't think there's anything to worry about here. Now from here, we're going to follow this road all the way to Callambell, to this little fork. I think this is also safe. We are going to take the road south here. So at this fork, we're going to go south, I think. And then over here, we're going to go east. So yeah, we're going to come through here, follow the road south, east to central Gondor. Follow this road, and then out and south. And I think all of this so far is relatively safe. And then, where did we come out of? So over here, I guess. Actually, let me go back real quick. No, that's right. So then we're going to go here. And then over at this fork, we're going to take the east road to this little fork. And then we're going to take the south fork here, all the way to Lynn here. But there's a little village here, I believe, that I have to worry about. Yeah, hold on. Let me go back to my notes here. So we're going to go here. There's a village somewhere here, which unfortunately is not flagged because it's a session play map. But there's a village here somewhere where there are a lot of mobs that's going to be problematic. We're going to have to hug north to avoid the mobs, wherever it is. Okay. Then we're going to go here. And then here, and then out to Lower Lebanon. And then this is very dangerous. It looks simple, right? Just one giant road east, but I think this is one of the most dangerous roads. Mounted mobs just everywhere. Just running up and down the road, coming out of nowhere, dropping out of the sky. It's going to be a disaster. Then Pelargir is going to be safe, of course. Then we're going to go to Upper Lebanon. And then from here, we're going to take the northern path, I believe. We're going to take this road north. And then we're going to go east here. And then from here, we're going to take this road. So we're going to go the north route. Coming out, north, northeast. And then we're going to pass through here into Lossernach. Then northeast. And then, what do I do here? I forgot what I do here. I think I go through... Yeah, I go through the town. And then we're going to go east. And then northeast, we're going to go around Harlon, these little woods to the north. There's a little gap in the wall here that we can go through. And then we're in Pelennor, which is the home stretch. Lots of enemies right as we come in here, so we're going to hug the wall and then meet back up with the road. And then we got to go to Minas Tirith, and this is just a minefield of mounted mobs. All right, so that's kind of generally what we're going to be doing. That is generally what we're doing. Let's go. On to Gondor. Should be fun. Got maybe, what, like 45 minutes or so left on this? I love how I'm headed straight to a warband. That should be fun. Sure I'm going the right way. I'm not going the right way. Oh no. Glad I checked. Took the wrong path at the fork. Look at this, guys. We got the quest arrow finally popped up. We're under 10,000 meters. So now we actually have a quest arrow on the minimap. That is good. That is a good sign. Less than 10 kilometers out. How we doing here? Pretty good. Should be crossing over to the next map. I'm really starting to worry about the file size of this recording and if it's gonna fill up my hard drive. We're just not gonna worry about it. We're just not gonna worry about it. We'll just assume everything's gonna work out. Alright, so here, yeah, we're going all the way to that. Okay. Still a long ways to go. What a journey. I'm enjoying the more relaxed portion of the run here, where I don't have to worry as much. It's alright, it's a little bit of a calm before the storm, because we know the storm is coming. It's the last two maps that are nasty with the mounted units. We're going to take this south path here. Could start going east here. I don't think I'm going to cut this corner. I was very tempted to cut that corner, but we're like too deep into this. I'll cut like a little corner. I'm not going to cut a giant corner. I'm going to take the east road. Another zone. Very good. Should be pretty safe road here. At least I didn't write anything down on my notes for this section. Hopefully it wasn't me being lazy. I don't remember this song from the soundtrack. It's quite nice. Minus all the chicken clucking, of course. I think here in Ethereum, I take the first bridge to the south. Maybe? I guess it doesn't matter too much, I don't think. I think this entire road south should be safe. But it's a long road. And we're officially over 2 hours into this run. I think we might have like 35 minutes left on this, if I'm estimating correctly. Sorry if you heard a pop, I accidentally knocked my microphone. See, there's a mob close to the road here, but easily identifiable. And it's a bear, which I believe is a threatener, so he wouldn't attack me immediately. But I'm not going to gamble. I'm going to steer clear. So in the next map is when we are going to start getting a little bit of danger again. We got that burning village that I'm going to have to watch out for. I can't remember if there are mounted enemies in there or just regular enemies essentially barricading the entire village. Either way, I'm going to steer clear of it. But that does mean getting off the road and potentially facing some danger there. What happened? That stalker. Oh my god. It's always the music that saves me, man. I hear the music and almost instinctively my fingers just like twitch on these buttons. I did not... Was that stealth? I did not see that at all. Did I just like zone out and run straight into it? I don't know, man, but I saved myself. I might have zoned out for a second. I might have run straight into it. I don't think that was stealth. I think that was just me being stupid. It's a good reminder to not lose focus. We've come too far for that. Okay, so the burning village is over there. So we want to go north of it. Okay, so it walked into me, but still, I should have seen it walking towards me. I'm disappointed in myself. Alright, let me... pay attention here. I need to pay close attention. Avoid this burning village and all the enemies along the way. Can't let another wolf sneak up on me. Got my fingers ready for emergency button presses if I need. I don't like this. A little too closed off for my liking. Doing okay though. Looks like we passed the village. Should be safe to get back on the road. Gonna take the south road here. I think we're relatively safe until the next map, when the mounted units start. This road will take me all the way to Lynn here. Yep. Alright, let's speed up a little bit here. Oh man, I'm getting excited. Because, you know, when you start doing this quest, it all feels so far away. So you're just kind of going through the maps. But now I can kind of see the end in sight. So I'm getting a little excited. However, the most dangerous part of the run is coming up. This is the last little bit of peace. As soon as we leave Lynn here to the east, that's when we have that road with all the mounted mobs that can just pop out of nowhere. So that's a dangerous little section. All right, the safety of a large town always feels nice. I always get lost going through Lynn here, though. I think, yeah, I want to go south here. And then down this little hill. And before I exit here, we're gonna do another little route check. Make sure I know exactly what I'm doing. Want to be careful. Actually, we're not going to, because I just used my speed boost. So yeah, we're going straight east to Pelargir, but this is the danger area. This is dangerous. this entire road has mounted units. And we can't really veer from the road because they're all on either side of the field as well, so we just gotta pray. We just gotta get lucky, we just gotta run. I got my fingers ready to spam buttons. It's not as effective against mounted units because they're too fast anyway, but we can at least try. See, look at these mounted units. Pay attention to the dots. They'll be just standing there, and then you'll see them just zoom towards the road. And we just have to pray they zoom at a moment that I am not crossing. There's really not much I can do here. Besides just run and hope. And have my fingers ready. If I make it through this unscathed, you guys are going to be like, ah, you totally overplayed that. But it's not. It's just that I got a little lucky, which is what is required to make it through this section. Looking good. Yeah, look at those mounted units. Oh my god. It's making me nervous, man. They're just standing there. It's like they're about to move. They've been standing still too long. It's like they're about to move. Look at them on the hills. Oh man. Let me like zoom past this area. Look at them flanking the roads on either side, just waiting for a chicken to come into their radar. Definitely not in the clear still. Still going east here, okay. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Look at it. It wants to kill me. Don't you do it, sir. You just stay right there. Been lucky so far, man. At any moment, they could run onto the road. Looking good, looking good. Mounted unit looking straight at me. Man, that music change made my heart skip a beat for a second. I almost pressed my buttons. I see the gates. We're almost to a bit of safety. Could cut a corner here, but I'm definitely not going to. Just gonna play it safe, stay on the road. There's still mounted units all around me. Over there, over there. To the south. They're just everywhere. And just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean I'm not telling the truth. They will come on the road out of nowhere. Almost to the gates. Almost to the gates. Oh no! Oh no, lag! What is this? Oh no! I'm lagged. Oh, don't do this to me. Oh no. I'm lagged. I'm stuck. Oh my god, what? Are you kidding me? My stream is up. It's not my internet. The units are still moving. Oh my god, what is going on? Oh no, this is my worst nightmare. What is this? Move, chicken. Well, I don't know what happens now. Usually when it's stuck for this long, it means it's going to disconnect. The question is, if I disconnect, do I lose the session play? Not like this. At least I'm lucky and the mounted unit ran the other direction instead of like patrolling this area. Wow, this is really sad. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I think we just wait here. You know, I'm pressing my W key to move forward, but yep, there it is. And the game quit. Beautiful. All right, let me relaunch the game and see what happens. What a mess. And we just have to pray that we go back into the session play. Oh, yes, we do. Oh, thank God. Hopefully we go back to an alive chicken. That would be great. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're in it. We're safe. We're alive. There's a mounted unit right there. Right on the road. I'm running. I'm running in. Oh, man. Okay, good. We're back. We're alive. Thank God. Okay, hold on. Now that I'm here, let me kind of reset my UI here because I had to like move everything around to get everything back. Okay, let me move this. Let me get my chat up. Okay. Okay, good, good. Let's roll. How do I get through Pelargir again? I don't even remember. Like that way. Appreciate everybody's concern. That truly would have been tragic. A sad way to lose a run, but thankfully we're back. We're just adding to the drama, you know? We're making it more exciting. It's gonna be a much more exciting episode that way. Also, I was too annoyed to comment at the time, but I always thought, have you guys noticed that whenever you lose connection from the game, it says connection lost and they spell connection with an X? I always thought that was weird. Yeah, if my if it didn't load me back into the session play, I definitely would have been salty and would not have continued, obviously. I would not have started another run immediately. Oh, that's interesting, Anna. You think it's the way Tolkien spelled it, and you think it's like a homage to him, maybe? That they spell it that way? Because if that's what they were going for, I respect it. It's actually kind of cool. I'm just glad that I got stuck in an area where the mounted mobs weren't roaming around at the time, you know? I got a little lucky there, because I very easily could have gotten stuck somewhere more dangerous. Alright, let me do another map inspection before we continue. Upper Lebanon. What are we doing here? Yeah, we're taking that northern route, right? Yeah. At this fork, we're going north. And then over here, we're going east. And then over here, we're going north. And then we're going through here. Okay. Let's do it. I don't know much about this road. I don't know if there are a ton of mounted enemies. I didn't write anything down on my notes, so I don't think we have to worry about too much over here. I think really the only dangerous portion left is going to be maybe as we're going around Harlong, and then definitely the Pelennor Fields is like the last hurrah. As we're running in the Pelennor Fields towards Minas Tirith, there's the potential for mounted units. So I think really there's only one more dangerous part of the run at the very end as we're booking it for the gates of Minas Tirith. I'm gonna feel like that scene from Return of the King where Gandalf rescues Faramir from Osgiliath and he's riding back to Minas Tirith and he's got all the Nazgul on his tail. That's what it's gonna feel like. The only other potential run killer now, besides those mounted units in Pelennor, is my hard drive. Let's hope I have enough room to finish out this giant stream at insanely large video file sizes for the quality. Man, I am so happy that it restored the session. I don't know why, but I thought like that was done. That was it. I was gonna log back into my sad little hobbits standing at Sanson's farm. And then here we go northeast. We take this road. Feeling good about this. It seems like this run is meant to happen. Not gonna get too confident, gonna pay attention and be careful. But I'm feeling good. Feeling optimistic. Seeing some archers flanking the road, so definitely have to be careful with that. No amount of perfectly timed button mashes will save me from an archer attack at this point. If one aggro's on me. Alright, where am I going here? Going this way? Oh no, am I lost? No, I think this is right. Yeah, I crossed this bridge. Yeah. No, this is right. I'm just not as familiar with like these last couple of regions here before the Pelennor Fields. It's been a while since I did the research for the routing here, so this isn't as fresh in my memory. Okay, am I safe to stop here for a second? I think so. So we're gonna go this road. Just making sure there's no mobs here. Alright. And then here we're gonna go east. So we're gonna follow the road northeast, east. And then northeast again, around Harlong. Okay. And then through the hole in the wall. Think we should be good. I'm just being overtly careful. Triple checking everything. Making sure I know my routes. You guys know that's my weak point in this game, is getting completely, totally, and irreconcilably lost. So I'm trying to avoid that. Do not want to get lost in a field filled with mounted units when I've come this far. Alright, we're going to take the east road here. I think it's like... I think we're 15 minutes away. This is it. The epic conclusion to this adventure. For better or for worse. All right. Still got a ways to go before we enter Harlond. Quite a journey indeed, Cam. And like I mentioned earlier, this is the baby chicken quest. The next one is really going to be the intense one. the free range quest. 5 to 6 hours or so to complete it, and much more dangerous, much more risky. That one's gonna be nuts. I haven't done the research for that yet, so I'll have to do that before the next stream. Before I start attempting it, I need to know what I'm doing with it, actually. Alright, so yeah, definitely do not go through Harlon here. I'm gonna have to go through the rubble here to the north. Avoid that sickle fly. There's that orc just waiting for me. It's a lookout. It's literally looking out towards me. Yeah, look at all the mobs inside of Harlon. I think it's way too dangerous to go through it. And this path here through the woods is a little safer. Well, not a little safer, it's significantly safer. It's pretty chill back here, actually. There is a third quest, yes. It's one that requires you to go to the Lonely Mountain, I believe, but I'm going to put that one off because I don't like going to regions for a quest that I haven't been through on my main character, if that makes sense, right? So, because I haven't been to Lake Town and Erebor and all that yet, I'm going to put that quest off until after I have completed that section of the game. And then come back to the Shire to do it. Alright, so yeah, there's a little hole in the wall here that I can go through. Alright, so here I have to look again. I'm assuming I am safe to stop here. So I'm gonna hug the wall here to the southeast because there's a bunch of mounted enemies here. Just double checking, nothing sneaking up on me. So there are mounted enemies here. I'm gonna have to like hug the wall a little bit and then go north to the road. So yeah, like here and then that way, and then we're almost there. We're almost there. But this is dangerous. Lots of mounted units, gonna require some luck. What is that ahead of me? That is a lookout. I hear growling, man. It's stressful. Alright, I think I am safe. The swarm flies are fine. I don't have to worry about those. I think I'm good to get on the road here. Alright. Now is just grit, a little bit of luck, hold our breath a little bit, and hope for the best. Look at those mounted units. They could run at any moment. I really should not be using my foul fleetness here. I really should be saving it in case I come across any trouble. So yeah, I think I'm going to hoard it. I'm going to stop using it from now until the end of the run, because look at all these mounted units. If I see any of them even start to flinch and move, that's when I pop it, you know? We are so close. But there's still so much danger. I've heard tales of people dying before the very gates of Minas Tirith. Like staring at it. See, look at that guy. Look at that guy twitching out. What are you doing, dude? You stay right there. You don't move, sir. Oh, dang, Darren. You move me over to the first monitor, you know it's serious. You know things are serious now. The thing is, the drama about this last part doesn't really manifest unless it does manifest, right? Like, this is all very hold your breath because it could happen at any moment, but if it doesn't, you never even notice, like, the drama of it. So it's... I don't know how to explain it, I guess. See, look at that guy that ran, like, right behind me. If I had been crossing a few seconds later, that could have potentially been a problem. Alright, we gotta take this north path here. That warg is coming in, not too worried about it. Oh, there's Minas Tirith. Alright, this is the last road. This is the last road that's going to take us to it. Look at that thing right there. Oh, man. I got my finger ready to push if it starts to move. Thankfully, it did not. We're getting lucky here. We've been lucky with the mounted unit areas. Haven't seen anything crazy. Even after I've run past, sometimes you'll see them, like, run immediately behind you. I haven't even seen much of that. So we have been lucky. Trying to look straight ahead here, not even make eye contact with these mounted units. Oh, I think we did it. I think we're pretty much in the clear now. I'm using my foul fleetness, and we are crossing the gates to safety. We did it! Nothing can kill us now except more lag or my hard drive. I can safely turn off these ugly floaty names. Nice. Well, that was fun. It took some adversity, 2 failed attempts, almost 6 hours. Definitely a lot of fun, though. I had fun. And honestly, it was kind of fun to fail a couple of times. It makes it more satisfying. Plus, it was fun to be able to stream for a little longer. So what, maybe another 5 minutes? So we're going to do this in 2 hours, 40 minutes was the total runtime here, which I guess is pretty decent. That's kind of what I estimated. I estimated between 2:30 and 3. Could have shaved off a few minutes if the game hadn't crashed on me. I don't know, Minas Tirith isn't feeling as laggy as I remember, so maybe the 64 bits did do something. I don't know. It's really hard to tell, honestly. Forgot where the next thing is. Still a little further. back here? Yes, it is. Forgot how long it actually takes to scale Minas Tirith. Such a massive city. It is pretty cool, like how they implemented this in the game. I know it has its issues with the lag and all that, but it's still very impressive. Thanks, Darren, representing the lurkers. Very nice. Hopefully when I upload this as an episode, it can also help some people in the future who are trying to do the quest. They can kind of see the route I took. See the mistakes I made so they can avoid the same ones. Get more players out there with that Lord of the Rings title. Yeah, I'll have to edit this and upload it. Might take me a few days, but I'll get it up there. And then I'm kind of dreading all the work and research I'm going to have to do for the next one, the free range one. I'm going to have to take a lot of notes on that. Really figure out the routing. I know it's not just like run from one place to another. It's like you have to go to a bunch of spots in Middle Earth that are all really far from each other, and you have to like do stuff. I don't know exactly how it works, but I know it's more complex than just run from the Shire to this place. I always remember this gate because the entrance is right by the little barber shop symbol. So I know exactly where that one is. All right, we have made it. The top of Minas Tirith. Somebody is going to witness this miraculous journey. Logan War the Unprepared. Oh no, he was just confused by me. I thought he was gonna come cheer me on as I jumped off. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. It's kind of weird to be getting congratulations for essentially killing myself. Because that's what the quest is, isn't it? Let's be honest. This whole quest is one tragic tale of a chicken. Journey from the Shire to the watch point, only to end it all. Alright. I don't know, I should have prepared a speech or something. I feel like I should say something important or meaningful here, but I don't have any words for you guys, so we're just gonna jump. Off we go. There you go. Oh, that's so anticlimactic. I landed on the statue instead of the floor. Ah. I'm a little disappointed by that. It still counted, of course, but... that felt a little anticlimactic, landing on that statue instead of the floor. Just means we have to do it again, right? No, absolutely not. I am not doing that quest again. It is true. Kippen did throw a chicken off, so... See, Kippen is empathizing now. He's putting himself in the shoes of the chicken and really experiencing what it was like. Completed the Great Wide Open. Title awarded. Kippen Proud Feet, Lord of the Wings. I'm actually going to make that active because it's a sick title. There it is. Sweet. And yeah, they're in Bach again. Takes me to Lake Town, so I will not be doing that in the near future. But the next one is Free Range, which is going to be nuts. But definitely not going to be doing that now. Got to do a little bit of research for that. I appreciate everybody who was here in the stream. Hopefully you guys had as much fun as I did. Even with the failures, I had a blast streaming to you guys, and I'm happy that there was no issues with the stream. Riga, nice. Yeah, I would love to visit the Baltic countries if I ever get a chance. Check out Riga, Tallinn. Oh my god! Ah! Okay, something aggroed on me, but I was able to push my buttons here and drop the aggro. I heard the music before I saw anything, and I immediately spammed my evade thing, and then I did the possum impersonation. Okay, I'm kind of in between two enemies here. I don't want to deal with that. Let me go around. Oh, that was too close for comfort. Alright, Eisendale. Yeah, so I think we get stealth mobs here. Gotta be careful. Okay. Let's just do this. Ah, no! No! Ah, that sucks. Ah, that sucks. That was the stealth guy. And I was I don't know what happened. It all happened very quickly. I think it was definitely a stealth guy, right? That ambusher. Because I didn't see it. And I think I was also like opening my map in the middle of it. So I should not open my map there at all. Oh man. Let's do it. Let's do it. What? Oh, come on. The paranoia didn't do anything. The paranoia did nothing. What was the point of that? Well, that sucks. The paranoia didn't do anything, right? Am I going crazy? Like, I didn't detect that enemy until it killed me. That's what I thought with the paranoia. Before going into this, I remember thinking that it doesn't really do anything. It's not as advertised, and I feel like that kind of confirmed my suspicion.
Thanks for stopping by the Renaissance Gaming Monastery. I hope you join our community on Discord and Twitter. These videos are produced with a lot of hard work and love. If you think they're worth $1, I'd be grateful for your contribution. You can send a thanks donation or become a member on YouTube. You can also support through PayPal, Patreon, or even with cryptocurrency. All links are in the description. See you on the next video.